Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, and welcome to another Final Fantasy XIV stream. I am a capybara today, as you might have noticed, given my webcam is not currently showing up. It's not broken. The actual reason I am doing this is simply because it is extremely fucking warm today, and I look a mess. So I thought I'd replace it with something that probably looked better than me anyway on the webcam regardless, and I now expect my viewer count to just astronomically rise. Going forward, if I have to replace my webcam feed with something else just to hide how much of a stace I look, I really do think it's just got to be various pictures of capybaras. What else could it be? I could not tell you. But anyway, last time on Final Fantasy XIV, Nidhogg the limelight and ruined everything for everyone always, once again. Because that's Nidhogg's thing. He's just a rage monster. He's a dickhead. A wanker. A bellend. All of the English idioms for like someone we just don't like and always ruins everything. I was going to call him a Greg then, but I fear that I might inevitably be called out on this many years down the line where someone says, I'm a Greg! I don't even actually know any Gregs who are bastards, so to Gregs out there listening right now, I do apologise. Anyway. So if we're going to go save Estinian from Nidhogg like being in the driver's seat, we probably should actually do this as a Dragoon. It only fit, it fits. Nope, that's not where I want to go. There we are. This is a beer stream, by the way, although you can't currently see it. I'm actually drinking a Cocoa Milk Stout. I pass on that one. This is from the same line that does the Juicy Brucey beer, or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. The real Brucey bonus one. It's actually alright. It's not bad. Anyway, enough talk about booze. Let's get over to the mansion and go and be told where to find Estinian so we can go, like, stab him. I mean save him. I didn't mean stab him, I mean save him. We might need to stab him to save him. I hope you understand. Alright, Alphano, what do you want? I'm not giving you any money. I'm not giving you a loan. You know the Scions are buddies when they do things like that, like save you a table at a busy pub. Krell would be the one who would put, like, markers down the pool table so you could get your turn in if you were late to arrive. Okay, over to the Forgotten Night then. So we're going to see if we can save Estinian's life.
We have kept you waiting over long, I fear.
Yeah, have you seen how long it took for this patch to come out versus the previous one?
Not to worry, Alphano. We had some rather fine mulled wine to keep us company. Truth be told, you could have delayed your arrival a few moments more.
Is that when Happy Hour starts? That's my guess. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, all Lalafels have an immunity to alcohol. They can drink it and get, like, to a certain state of inebriation, but not to the point where they have hangovers. Or, like,
got the spicing just right this time. His latest batch is not only delicious and warming, but soothing to the humours.
ooh, I see Satoru's also got a PhD in advertising and marketing as well.
Indeed. It was not to soothe our humours that we gathered here.
Oh no, quite right. The matter of that poor dragoon.
Oh, you mean me? Yeah, I know. I'm never getting credit when it's you.
A means to save him?
Let us not jump to conclusions, shall we? Assess the facts presented, then make an educated analysis, as you were taught.
Time to be a Vulcan. That's the only thing you should be doing, Alphino.
Cast your mind back to the moment of Estinian's transformation. Do you recall how you described it to us? You spoke of the sudden pangs which racked his body when he took up both of Nidhogg's eyes, and of how his form was twisted thereafter into a shadowy semblance of the Great Worm.
I told him he should have cleaned his armour. Absolutely soaked in blood, stank to death. No wonder this happened to him.
When he appeared at Falcon's Nest, the worm's eyes were fused to his mail.
Yeah, it looks sick. Honestly. It was like he was turning into Nightmare from Soul Calibur.
Would that only his armour had been corrupted. Snaking forth from the eyes, I descried dark tendrils which entangled his very being. His ether has been all but smothered.
I like to imagine that Y'shtola's voice actress said many times the word described instead of described. Because I felt like I would trip over that if I had to talk about it. If I had to say that word.
Then he is lost to us forever?
Yep, never mind. Game over. Thanks for playing. This has been Final Fantasy XIV. Layers.
What did I just say about jumping to conclusions? Y'shtola clearly stated all but smothered. As I later discovered, her impression matched my own. Though Nidhogg's presence filled my mind's eye, beneath his seething aura, I sensed the merest hint of something else. And after listening to Y'shtola's observations, I became more certain of my suspicion that the something else I'd sensed was, in fact, the trace of a different will, submerged in the sea of Nidhogg's rage.
You mean?
Yes, 'tis like that Estinian spirit yet lingers.
Can we not wrest him from Nidhogg's grasp, then? Tear the eyes from the armor?
We know not if that would serve to separate Worm's soul from man's. None have ever attempted such a feat.
I have a gigantic spear. I can shish kebab those eyes off the armour, no problem.
Should it offer even the faintest hope of success, then by the gods, I shall be the first to try.
Alphino, you're like 13. Leave it to the professionals. Leave it to someone who's actually at full height.
By all means, hold fast to your hope, but be mindful of the dangers. Even should you succeed in excising the eyes from the dragoon's mail, we have no way of knowing if your friend's soul would survive so violent a separation. And that is to say nothing of the possibility that his would-be saviour might become Nidhogg's next host.
I wonder if the Echo might protect us against that.
But what other choice remains to us? Should the opportunity present itself, I will tear those foul orbs from Estinian's armor and trust in the resilience of his soul, even at the risk of mine own.
And everyone nodded.
I found you at last.
Hey, it's Honor It.
A messenger of the Temple Knights came to the manor some few hours past. The Lord Commander humbly requests the company of the Warrior of Light and Master Alphino.
Sir Emmerich would speak with us. Very well, thank you, Onawa.
Onawa? He's recovered well.
'Twould seem duty calls. Pray see to yours, and we shall return to ours.
The mulled wine! Yes, happy hour at the Forgotten Night. Let's go.
Thank you, Y'shtola, Kryl. Your words have given me hope where there was none. Come then. Sir Emmerich awaits.
Oh, please tell me they're going to actually go to the bar and get more mulled wine.
Alphino is allowing his feelings for this dragoon to cloud his thoughts. I worry he may do something rash. Keep an eye on him, would you?
Well, so I've been doing all ever since I met him. If you think about it, Final Fantasy XIV really is just an extended escort quest. Oh, it's Midgard Sama. It's been a while.
More of their friends' deliverance than their foes' defeat. But will history commend their fealty or condemn their folly?
Oh, it depends who's ever seen the wiki entry for this at the time. Also, I like to imagine this one who's super pissed in the pub. And he looks up, sees Midgard Sama talk, and he's like, "What is in this shit I've been drinking?"
The conference held at Falcon's Nest was to be a celebration of the reconciliation twixt man and dragon. But the lingering shade of Nidhogg, clad in the flesh of the Azure Dragoon, did mark the occasion by spilling the blood of his own kind.
It took hours to wipe that stuff off the crest.
A timely atrocity to remind the children of Ishgard that the Dragon Song War was far from over. And when fear gave way to fury, the call to arms rang out anew. Death to Nidhogg. Death to Nidhogg.
Alright, let's speak with Alphino again and get this meeting with Emmerich under the way. What? I'm gonna go with the healing one as a glamour set. Sod it. Ooh! We got a selection of dishes. Nice.
My friends, I thank you for coming.
You have had news of Nidhogg?
No, my toilet is clogged and I could really use your help.
Alas not. Our scouts range far and wide, but they have as yet found no trace of the Great Worm.
Oh, it's not the toilet then. Okay, fair enough then.
We dispatched an elite unit of dragoons to reconnoiter the churning mists, but even they returned empty-handed.
A pity.
Fear not, Alphino. We shall see the worm again soon enough. His words at Falcon's Nest attest to that. Indeed, he is like to come sooner than we would wish.
I assume Ishgard's defenses are being bolstered as we speak?
With all haste. I mean to call upon every able-bodied warrior at our disposal, from the Knights of the Four Houses to the men and women of the Watch. But I did not summon you to discuss strategy.
What then would you have of us, my lord?
I will speak plain. Now that Nidhogg is possessed of both of his eyes, no mortal force we can muster will repel him. That being the case, we must needs recruit an ally of equal strength.
You speak of Hraesvelgr?
I do. To whom else could we turn?
That he is Nidhogg's equal, I do not deny, nor can I name another. But convincing the reclusive creature to do battle with his own brood brother will be... how shall I put this?
As likely, you know, impossible. Odds are minimal on a finite plane approaching zero.
Yes. Estinian's report was most particular about Hraesvelgr's unwillingness to involve himself in the affairs of men. But much has changed since your visit to Somal. And if there is even a chance that the dragon may be swayed, I must plead our case. Whatever price the dragon asks of me, I shall pay it. Such was my oath, to defend the people of Ishgard.
What if Hraesvelgr demands an ear scratch? That'd just be that. Who knows?
Come what may, my friends. The battle with Nidhogg will mark the end of my tenure as the acting head of church and state. Will you help me discharge this final duty?
Why not?
We will, my lord. Though I fear our involvement offers no guarantee of success. Come then. We will depart at your leisure.
Thank you. Both of you. The city is yours, First Commander.
Don't screw up while I'm gone.
My lord, we shall pray for your swift return.
Alrighty then. What he said. Good thinking, Alphino. Credit where credit's due and all that. Alright, so Annex trying then to speak to Vidofnir, see how she's getting on. Oh, sorry, he's getting on. I can never remember what gender Vidofnir is. But anyway, I think it's just my assumption that Vidofnir's like, I could be wrong on that. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. I could take the stairs, but who really wants to do that, eh? Oh, careful, Emmerich. Well, that could have gone better. Is Vidofnir the one giving us these items? Oh, we gotta have the steak. Suspect I'll be using that before long. How about we just teleport there? How about we just teleport? It would be so much easier. I mean, look, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open the map and I'm going to teleport to Marcombe and I'll be there literally before you guys even leave this building. But somehow they'll explicitly be there before I am. Because of course! I still love how they do all this setup of like these landmarks in the distance. They clearly put a lot of thought into these zones. You see Emmerich's just soaking the scenery as well. I mean, look at that right there. Oh, things are gonna get goofy real fast. They need to be labelled like Thing 1 and Thing 2 from the Dr. Seuss books. Oh no! The most difficult... the most difficult option in the game. I'll go with Morkan. Am I right or wrong? I'm right! Yes! Fool! I toot as I please! Alright, time for a leisurely flight over to Zenith and to blow the horn. Give it an old toot. Do 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 do. It's nice to imagine Imeric and Alphino just like struggling to climb up all these rocks, and they just see me flying overhead. Just, you know, just taking a snooze on the back of this dragon. Good inferior teleported, but yeah, where's the fun in that? Alright, time to toot this horn! And again, I think that's the same theme that we've been hearing in Ishgard at various points. Just via a horn instead of the other instruments they use for it.
Great Hraesvelga, 'tis not lightly that we beg this audience. Pray hearken to our words, for they concern the future of man and dragon both.
Alphino's passing on those Disco Elysium speech checks. Alright, Emmerich, up to you. Don't cock this up.
Greetings, Hraesvelga. I am Emmerich de Burrell, acting ruler of the nation of Ishgard. I am come before you to parley on behalf of my people.
No getting things past him. This is the point where you should be...
Foresaw mine intent.
You should just be, like, completely open and honest about this. Damn! Raysolga's dropping those ice burns. Everyone's still holding grudges. It's actually kind of neat how Raysolga's like logic in this. It feels very, for lack of a better term, human. Like, hey, the love of my life said don't do this, and it's because of that I'm holding true. It's not some higher dragon principle, air quotes or whatever. It's just, it's a very relatable thing as to why he's simply not going on a killing spree like Nidhogg is.
We understand that in your despair at man's betrayal, you seek only the refuge of solitude. But despite your protestations of spent faith, do you not still nurture the smallest flame of hope?
This is the point where Raysolga says, no, I nurture this flame, and he just burns Alphinaud to ashes. See? So Alphinaud's drawing a parallel between what's happened to Estinian and what's happened to Raysolga. I get it. I get it.
I do. If you claim I see falsely, then tell me, why did you consent to bear a Zell upon your back?
Ooh, dangerous, dangerous. This is full, like, Silver Tongue territory here.
So you do distinguish between those who acknowledge and repent their sins and those who perpetuate them. Interesting.
Careful! Jesus, Alphinaud, you're fucking around.
That you have not, in fact, lost faith in mankind as a whole. Rather, you weigh our respective merits by how we allow the past to influence our future.
Should we suffer ties of blood to bind our hands, then? Nay, if the crime is one of unconscionable evil, we must needs condemn it, even should the transgressor be our closest kin. When my father corrupted himself and his followers with the power of a primal, I beseeched the warrior of light to slay him, an act alike to patricide.
I outsourced. That's Amberic's point.
By my hand matters little. If anything, it heaps greater disgrace upon my name. But had my father not fallen, he would have drawn countless thousands into a holy war of hellish proportions, which I hold the greater crime. Thus did I order his execution, sparing the lives of my people and yours. Alas, your brother Worm now prepares to murder those whom I sought to spare. What is more, he has taken my comrade's body for his own. But if I must slay my dearest friend to defeat my direst foe, I will not flinch from my duty.
Oh shit, it's Midgard's armor. Oh god, now I've got to make the choice. Well, the theme of everything that we've said thus far has been all about, like, maybe focusing on the micro scale things, you know, saving actual people rather than higher causes. So let's just cut to the chase. We're just gonna save Estinian. After all, we did train under Estinian when learning to be a dragoon. It's only fair that we bring him back from the brink. Trial it is then. Well, we're not dead. Yeah, anyway. Stealthy as ever. Whee! Ooh, that's gonna hurt in the morning. Right. Time for us to sign the hell up. Right. While we were doing that wait, I'm going to nip away very briefly to go grab another drink. Please do not adjust your twitch.tv settings. I'll be back in just a moment. Thank you. And I am back. Thank you very much for waiting. Right, looks like we've got to do the... so we've got to wait for the queue to pop. Gonna do this as a dragoon. You gotta do, you know. Gotta finish up that way. Be quicker if I did it as a white mage initially, but where's the fun in that? Right, well, on that note then... Sorely tested, you say? Oh boy. Yeah, so I'm just going to have to wait for this to pop at the moment. That's happened. I'll swing by back to Idleshire, see if I can buy some. Hey, Paralyn, hope you're doing alright. Thanks so much for joining. You'll I'm not sure if you've been here since the start, but just in case you're curious why there's no webcam, it's very warm where I am right now. I look a state. I still wanted to stream, so I replaced it with a capybara. Because as far as I'm concerned, you can't go wrong with a capybara, honestly. It's also just a representation of what I wish I was doing right now. Like, just sitting in a giant steaming, like, tub with full of oranges. That would be the life. Anyway, since we're here, might as well get some new gear. That's not what I wanted. Where is it? There we go. Not bad looking kit, this, actually. I think I'll keep this on for now, rather than transmuting it to the demon mail that I've got previously. Yeah, just gonna wait for the queue to this dungeon to pop so we can continue the story. Can you die this, I wonder? Yes, you can, as a matter of fact. In fact, no, I lie. I'm gonna put the thing on. There we go. Mostly just for the, like, the skirt, the side. Like, I prefer armor that's quite, like, bulky and got that extra bits, those extra bits on. Also, that's a guy driving a giant golden saucer mount with a fucking dome covering its crotch area, because of course. I really want to believe that if you take that mount flying, that it does the Superman pose. I really want to believe that. Maybe I'll own one someday, although it's 2 million gold saucer points, so that's probably not going to happen anytime soon, to be quite honest. Cool as that otherwise would be. Anyway, might as well do some cleanup and check out this armor. Hey, that's not bad looking, actually. Fair enough. Oh, didn't save the outfit. Not fond of the bottoms, I must admit. Bit too thin for my taste. Makes it look like an ice skating outfit, which, not knocking ice skating outfits, it's just that I'm a healer, not an ice skater. I don't need that. Oh, crap, I also accidentally glamoured my weapon, which I should have done. There we go. Alright. With this queue to pop and we'll get to it. Just picked myself another drink, actually, which is the Northern Monk Twist Edition Forbidden Fruits. Mango, pineapple, and passion fruit juice Double IPA. 8%. That'll do. It's actually really nice. You can't even taste the alcohol. It just really just tastes like fruit juice or slightly alcoholic umbongo. Which I'm entirely alright with, actually. It's pretty good. It's fresh in the shelves at the local supermarkets today, so I figured I'd pick one up. Anyway. Oh. I've never been to, by the way, you might see in the text here about like all these like club nights that people have. I've never been to one yet, and I'm very curious to see how it turns out. Because the only place I can think of where similar things have been held is Fortnite, and that's usually official stuff. Like the DJ Marshmallow event. I don't play Fortnite, by the way, because I don't hate myself enough to do that. Not knocking it, it's just not my thing. I miss the days when Epic Mega Games actually made stuff like Unreal Tournament, even though I know it's not popular anymore. I'm just a grouchy old boomer, basically. Ah. "50 cat girls doing the bee's knees dance in a house." You know, when you describe it like that, I'm honestly not even surprised. I think my imagination was going to places like where I thought, oh, it's going to be super cool. And you know what? You're absolutely right, though. If people are enjoying it, who am I to complain? Like, I like the fact that people feel that like they can put on these spontaneous community events. For no other reason than just, hey, it'll be fun to do it. I can respect that. Soaking the sides while we wait for this cue to pop. Motherfucking Alexander. Ah. I still think it's such a genius idea that they decide to make Alexander a whole raid where you literally go inside his arm for just the first part of it. That's awesome. I've yet to go in, though. People have asked me on stream before if I can actually do the raids live on stream, and I haven't got around to organising yet, but I feel like I should. Get a particular group of people together that I can trust, and go in and just do it. Something to consider, anyway. By the way, I can tell a mile off that that little island over there is where Alexander's other hand will go once it rises further out of the water. You just tell a mile off. Ah. I'm just paranoid about cocking up. Like, it's about the performance element. You know, you gotta do well on stream and not die horribly. I actually did some of the trials that are in Azizlar, like Sophia, and God, they were annoying. I did the Sephiroth one, and I tanked it, and I just got hit by the arm sweep and died instantly. I'm like, ah, shit. Shouldn't have cocked that one up. I'll do the Zervan one at some point. Come on, Q, pop already. It's close to the average waiting time. Let me in. Though prove my worth to Heavensward, even after everything else I've done. Hopefully not making too long. Shall we guess? So, it was the healing one I had, didn't it? Yep, all good, right. Let's wait for this queue to pop down. It should be in a moment. In fact, while waiting for that, what I might do... do a fate while we're waiting for this to fire up. Oh, no, you don't. Well, keep me busy, give me a bit of warm-up for the coming fights. That goblin's shooting me! How dare he! Take that, Gobby. There we go. I killed some time. Speaking of killing time, the fucking queue's still not popped. How annoying. Yeah, that's right. Run. Run, you losers. Well, since we're still waiting for this queue to pop, we might as well go and do another one. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. We'll do that one. Bit of travel time, why not? Yeah, that's a buzz the shield. There we go. Gotta fight the fishmen, the Lovecraftian creatures. The wrong button there. Dodged anyway. That's just how I roll. Get back here. Might as well gather them up. It's so nice, by the way, to have an AoE move that can apply Power Surge, the 10% damage buff. That's admittedly a Stormblood edition, but still, it's just so good. And it's the classic, like, 10,000 stabs with a spear thing. Bloody great. Alright, that's that done. And it's still not popped. God. Because I want to do this as a Dragoon, if I'm being honest. I could, in theory, do it as a healer, and I'd probably sail right through it, but never mind also just popping the Q immediately, because healers are in short supply. Oh well. Be what it'll be, won't it? I've waited this long, I might as well commit to it now. There's no one running Sorkai to, like, no one wants to do it. Do you want to help out people who are trying to level and do some healing and tanking then? No, don't do that. Let's get to killing some cockatrices. Also, whoever named this fate clearly has a sense of humor. Cockatrice block? Yeah, I get it. I get it. Someone knows some bro humor on the localization team. I get it. Yeah, this is more efficient. We can get behind this. Oh, everyone's gathering up now. Take a ticket and wait your turn, damn it! Oh, there we go. Finish off this batch and then I'll hit the queue. Alright, let's do it. Oh, is the healer not good? Oh no, the healer's in. The healer's in. AD blanks! No, we're all good. I waited long enough in the queue, I thought I'd sit out. But I appreciate the offer nonetheless. Initially popped that queue and it said average waiting time 12 minutes. It's like when I went to my last fucking doctor's appointment. This place has no guardrails. It's a health and safety disaster waiting to happen, I'm telling you. Oh, that was the wrong button. There we go. This is the way of the cat girl. Okay, I'm in for that. Let's do this. Oh, we're doing this thing, are we? Okay. Not today. No wonder Heavensward is like setting us off on a ridiculous trial. He's having us fight fidget spinners. Oh, we're having more of them up, I see. Oh boy, we're getting all of them in. Oh, I see. So they leave a persistent wind field around afterwards. So you really want to kill them last if at all possible. I get you. A Moogle boss! Oh no, we really are the baddies again! Every time! It just keeps happening. Nah, you're not really sensing anyone. Not a chance. I'm onto your tricks! Ding, ding, ding. Take that, Moglin. Wow. Yeah, I need to actually nip away for a second. Apologies, this folks. Something's just come up. I'll deal with this pack first before I disappear. Right, I'll be back in just a second, folks. Nothing too urgent. I am back. Sorry about that. Let's crack on. Extremely pleased that my party waved me despite me asking them, but never mind. I don't need any of this loot. Pass on all of it. Oh, we got to fight a pony. Alright, let's fight the pony. Oh, I just wasted my fucking guaranteed critical hit. Alright, so it's so bad so far. We'll see how we go. Die, horsey, die! There we go. You move to an answer of shame. Oh, we gotta fight Haverhilger's like tiny little babby dragons. This is rude. We're the good guys. Keep it coming. Ah, Razor's joining in with some breath attacks. Okay, I see. I see how it is. I mean, more to pass on. Eh. Are you ready for a cutscene? Gonna fight the big man himself by the look of it. Let's do it. Okay, I'm guessing I probably shouldn't fall off the pillars at any given point. Alright, moving on to a platform. Yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Gather up with the rest of them. Alright, where next? Yo, that actually worked. Nice. Ouch, 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 ouch. That hurt. That sucks. Alright, enough of this. Oh, I was going to execute Limit Break, but I didn't get it. Never mind. I'll do it, though. There we go, point proven. Gonna give it to Average Cat Girl for doing an above average performance. That's on that. Alright, let's call it a day. Alright, I passed your trial, bro. Can I go kill your brother now? Please. Finally! Yes! Finally, someone else recognizes me as the Azure Dragoon, and it's the Dragon of Dragons! Finally, I have been given the credit I have been due! Woo! God, that took bloody forever. I didn't even give an excuse why Heinrich and Alphanal weren't around.
Your trial is ended as well, then?
Oh, they had their own. I see. Okay.
Mine was brutal beyond reckoning. Vedfalnir seems ill-acquainted with the notion of mock battles.
Way! We did it. Alpha, no, you're a healer. You don't need anyone to look after your ribs. You're fine. Razorg finally acknowledged me as the Azure Dragoon. At least someone gives me the credit I'm due. Oh, here we go. That's rude. That is rude. I like to imagine as a Dragoon, I literally stabbed him right in the palm, which just feels like insult on top of grievous injury for a Moogle. Oh no! Morgan! Time to form a union, I'm telling you. Well, after everything we've just witnessed.
Our negotiations proved rather more strenuous than I had anticipated, but the results seem well worth the effort.
The battle was indeed hard won. Thank you, my friends. I would never have earned Hraesvelga's cooperation had you not seen fit to grant me yours. 'Twas your stalwart heroism that moved the heart of the Great Worm at the last. Any gratitude I can offer is but poor reward for your continued service to Ishgard.
I'll take loot. Loot's good.
'Twould seem our final reckoning with the dread worm is at hand. I only wish we had some inkling as to when he means to strike.
I'm gonna guess he's doing it right now. Oh shit, turns out I was right, I can predict the future, my god. Right, do you want lorry numbers? People in chat, ask me if you want, pop in the chat if you want lorry numbers, I'll provide them. Clearly I have been proven to see the future.
The cry heraldeth his coming. Nidhogg's shade hath taken wing.
I'll give Nidhogg this, like, he has a sense of incredible dramatic timing. You'd figure for a rage monster he just wouldn't, but no. Right. Let's get the fuck out of Dodge and over to Ishgard then.
I must return to my city without delay.
All gangs assembled, let's do this. Yeah, that's right, I'm getting on the back of Hraesvelga. I get the premium mount here, you know. Do I get to hold, like, both his horns like the front of a steering wheel, I wonder? And that's why I wear the goggles when I'm flying on my dragon. Meanwhile, in Ishgard, the city's on fire for like the 10th time in the past 2 weeks. Told you. Oh, the dragon drop tactic. That's just some skullduggery right there. Now that dragon's styling. Don't fuck Lucia. I repeat my previous statement. Do not fuck with Lucia. She will kill a dragon.
We hold fast until the Lord Commander returns. We must hold.
Nice! Well done, Madeline. God. That's one of the worst ways to go apart from actually just being set on fire, in my opinion. Just being picked up and thrown to your death. Yeah, this could be going better.
Reinforcements! By the Fury. That one is the size of Nidhogg.
More like Nidchonk, am I right? Alright, Alf, now it's time to get that scholar's book of yours out and start speed reading from it real fast.
You are late, Warrior of Light.
Nah. Oh, look at this fucking badass walk. Oh my god. Oh, look at that. It's the you know, we got Oni going on here and all that. One's white and one's dark. Do you get it? I think we could take that as a no. Oh, Nidhogg, like, don't insult Hraesvelgr's lady, man. Then you're gonna see what rage is really like. Told you. You know what? If I were the Warrior of Light here, I'd just be like, no, I'm going to sit back for a bit. You guys can sort this out. Yep. Let's step aside for a moment and let these two have it out. Hadouken! Hadouken! That's what it seems like to me. Oh shit! Hraesvalg is running Gary's mod! I mean, sorry, Nidhogg's running Gary's mod, but still... Jesus Christ! If you ever doubted Hraesvalg was powerful, or Nidhogg for that matter, then this is your answer. Yeah, I would be the same too. I'd be like, shit, I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing, just pay attention to this for a moment. That is literally just two spirits, like, just coming against each other. Oh. Oh dear. This is... And again, that's why I wear the goggles. Oh, shit. Okay, do we have a plan B? Or C, or D? Do we have any other plans here? Because I think we're officially fucked at this point. Yeah, I suppose Nidhogg's had practice. Oh yeah, it's time to power up! You know what's funny? Nidhogg says that, but he's actually piloting Justinian's body doing the exact same thing. I do also love how Nidog's like just squinting like, I know you. Well, this is the culmination of everything that the Dragoon is about, isn't it? To fight dragons. If we slay Nidhogg now, then that's the end of it all. Oh, hell yes. Let's fucking do this. I'm psyched. But before I actually fire up and get onto the trial, I'm going to nip away for a bathroom break and also scrap another beer. I'm going to actually not go to the standby, just let this music play, because it's just that good. I'll be back in just a moment. Thanks to everyone who's continued watching and who's just joined. I'll only be a couple of minutes. Thank you. I'm back. Thank you very much, everyone, for waiting. Not very long to wait, which is good. Okay, so while I'm waiting for the cues to pop, there's something I want to bring up with respect to the story, and what I think is actually Nidhogg's like biggest fucking mistake. So, when he attacked the peace conference and attacked Vidofnir, I actually think he did himself like wrong. Like he harmed his cause. And why am I saying that? Because part of the entire story of the Dragonsong War and why it's not been as simple as just, oh, Nidhogg's dead, let's call quits, let's make peace, is partly, I think, because, and this is true in real life as well, people tend to view groups that they hate as monoliths. Or not even the groups they hate, just we tend to think very narrowly in terms of like groups. Like when you think, for example, like of the people of Japan, you see all the time on the internet like all these people thinking that Japan is like a monolithic culture where there's no queer people, for example, there's no strangeness, like there's no crime or stuff. But that's not true. It's got all the same problems as the rest of us. And then you think of it like in terms of this story. All the people of Ishgard thought the dragons were all the same. All they ever wanted to do was basically treat Ishgard as a giant, KFC variety bargain bucket where they could just go and pop in and eat people whenever they wanted and set them on fire for a travesty they committed millennia ago. But in attacking Vidofnir, one of his own people, Nidhogg has proven that... I just realised I need to... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I cocked out because I realised it was actually on the queue for Solaire as well, which anyone wants to. But point being, he proved that his people were not a monolith, that some of them could think differently as he does. Like there were some of them who wanted peace, some of them who didn't. And so, inadvertently, he's proven to the people of Ishgard, there are some dragons out there who do want peace. They have the same, perspective as human beings, where some of them can think differently. So, yeah, defeating him at this point, killing him, is just a formality towards ending the Dragonsong War, because at this point, the Ishgardians are like, yeah, we recognise that dragons, have their own allegiances, their own perspectives, worldviews, and some of them do think differently from each other. Which I thought was a fantastic detail. Very understated, but very welcome. It's unfortunate, though, I must say, like, that you've been given this power-up and you have to still do this trial as a group. I've been thinking a lot recently back to the end of Realm Reborn, which was revised in the 6.1 patch, Newfound Adventure. And they did changes to some of the Realm Reborn stuff, including the fight against, I think it was Ritzvalen, whatever his name was. He was the guy who basically had the gigantic, like, machine arms. And it was the one-on-one fight you had against him, whereas previously he was a duty. And that was awesome. And I can't help but think that some of the fights here would be better served as individual duties rather than ones you have to do with a party. Especially after events like, oh, you've been given the power of Hraesvelgr, but you need to wait for these people to show up to fight him. Yeah. I've still got Sorkai selected, which is really annoying. Yeah, I thought I'd unselected that. Well, we'll see in what pops on the queue. Hopefully it is going to be the final steps. So I thought I cleared it. No, never mind. Ah, fucking hell. Right, let's try this again. There we go. Right, that's more like it. Nidhogg's just there like, bro, why are you not firing me? I'm like, just a moment. I'm just sorting myself out, getting my cues sorted. Please be patient, Nidhogg. I'll get to you in a moment. Yeah, this whole story has been fucking awesome, though. Like, I think, as I said before, like, you get similar threads and storylines in, like, the single-player Final Fantasy games, but by virtue of this being an MMO and it taking a much longer time to get, like, how should we say, like, to get going, like, it can afford to pace out its plot developments and its character stuff, so to the point where it feels like the events have a lot more gravity. Now, I'm not trying to diminish the single-player stuff, but not in the slightest. But what I mean to say is that, like, it gets the chance to indulge in these moments where you see, like, that maid in the previous set of quests. I get the feeling that if this were single-player, you'd never see her. But I do think that the story is also hampered in some ways by it being an MMO. Because, like, they can't make continuous reference to, like, you know, the way your character looks, the race and stuff, because or the gender, because it's just not possible to fit all those permutations into the script that's probably, like, 10 trillion words long. And yes, D-Blanks, I would very much like that. My goal is to say stream all the way to the end of Endwalker, and then who knows what comes after that. But along the way, I would definitely like to do some raids, for example. Oh, I'm not even, like, I'm not even criticizing, to be quite honest, because I think it's worth keeping everything in context. Like, Heavensward, that we're on right now, is only the first expansion, and in my own mind, Realm Reborn, like, particularly the 2.0 concept, which I've said before and I'll say again, was them playing it super safe. Like, there's an empire you're gonna thump. You get a chocobo as your first mount. We're going to get all of the primals in, and the final boss of that particular section of quests is Ultimate Weapon. So, yeah, like, that was them playing it safe, and that makes perfect sense given the historical context of this game and how they had to reboot after 1.0. And Heavensward, I feel like, is them finally giving the story and this particular game its own voice. This is when they started telling stuff that they felt more confident with, now that they felt safe and secure that Realm Reborn had proven itself viable, and they had a viable user base for it. And certainly, I'm very much looking forward to Shadowbringers and Endwalker. They're the entire reason I'm doing this whole enterprise. But, yeah, any criticisms I have or observations are always made in the context that they're unavoidable by virtue of, like, the game design. If it's going to be an MMO, for example, like, obviously you want to do stuff as a party, you want to do group content, all that sort of thing. And certainly they've tried to make accommodations for that at various points of the story. Like, one of the things I mentioned very early on was when you first get summoned to beat Hydaelyn, you see other players floating around her, or what look like other players. So you learn that you're part of a very exclusive club, which is how it should work in an MMO to make you feel special, but not so exclusive that it diminishes, or rather like makes the presence of other players seem anachronistic or unfounded in the context of the world. So yeah, but overall, like, I mean, up until this point, I have been very, very impressed with what even this slice of Final Fantasy XIV has had to offer, and I'm not even to the bits that people laud the most yet. I mean, Heavensward as an anti-war story has been fantastic. It is, as I've commented elsewhere, like, drawing on stuff like that's been told in other stories like Star Trek, like 2 Star Trek movies I can think of, Wrath of Khan and The Undiscovered Country. The idea that some people would prefer to continue fighting forever rather than go to the unknown, well, the unknown country, you know, or the undiscovered country, I mean to say, of peace. How do you know that that's going to be any better? Or Nidhogg's, as I've said before, Nidhogg's like desire for vengeance ultimately harming his own cause by causing him to attack his own people. If Nidhogg were not so blinded by rage, he would have, I would argue, would have probably just tried to kill everyone at the peace conference, leave Vidofnir alive, and just set the whole process back again so people felt compelled to continue fighting the dragons, rather than just, "You betrayed me!" Rah, 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 rah. I am, to answer Parabella's point about like the fact that I'm an aura, like, I know that they were introduced in Heavensward. I just think it's unfortunate that there has been more mention, because I can totally see paranoidish guardians going like, "You're a strange dragon man. You're clearly the products of a dragon man, like a human relationship. Was your mother like not satisfied with real men? Blah blah blah," like that kind of shit. You can see that kind of racism being a thing. But I have to comment. While I say that the story could do stuff with that, what I think would be more pertinent is what it does with it. Like, merely observing that people can be racist in a work of fiction is not good enough on its own. You need to make an interesting and tangible point with it. So I'd rather them focus the story on the stuff they have done, like the anti-war messages, which they've been very solid about, than just try and fit that in just to go, racism, bad. Stuff like that. But yeah, I found plenty to think about with this. Oh, and also I'll mention once again that the game is very consistent with establishing threat, because, like, we fought Nidhogg once before, but he only had one of his eyes. Now he's got 2. He's bloodied and battered Hraesvelgr, who we know is super powerful in his own right. So you know how strong Nidhogg is. Like, the game, all the way through Realm Reborn to present, has been super consistent about that, and I think that's one of its greatest, like how should we say, basic storytelling strengths. It handles, like, making you realise ahead of time, this guy, or this boss, or this character is going to be a real fucking threat to you. I mean, again, I'll harken back to my point about Ultimate Weapon. Ultimate Weapon comes in and kills all 3 of the primals that you've killed throughout the game thus far. So, like, you know, all the ones that you took all that time fighting, and he just literally snacks on them, and that's it. You're like, oh shit. You know how dangerous he is. Just you wait, Nidhogg, I'm coming from you when I get a bunch of people to help me. Clearly, Hraesvelgr's power that he's sending to us and just needs to, you know, come out is the power of friendship. Anyway, I moved on to another drink. I'm currently drinking another Sweet Temptation chocolate caramel stout. It's quite nice. Average wait time 6 minutes. My aching ass. I would love to switch to a tank for this, but I really want to finish this as a Dragoon. Like, that's the entire point I've been playing a Dragoon through so much of the Heavensward story, because it felt appropriate for it. I mean, hell, they've made, like, there's been many times when it's, how should we say, when it's, brought up like the class in text, which has been neat. Like with Heavensward saying, "Hey, you're the Azure Dragoon." I'm like, "You're damn right I am." Finally, I've been paid my credit that I've been due. You know what, D-Blanks, I'll not say no to help, because I had help with, I think Zeniro actually helped out with Ultima Weapons, so if you want to pop on and give me a hand, that would be hugely appreciated. I'm just hoping that it doesn't get to the point where, like, after you've logged on, I've suddenly been pulled into the queue. That would be awkward. And yeah, for the people who are joining just now, by the way, for avoidance and confusion, the reason that there's a capybara instead of my webcam is it's really hot and I look a state. So I'm just sparing you the agony of looking upon me as I'm talking about all this stuff and replace it with something far more pleasant. Yeah, that's exactly my thinking. Like, the moment you log on, it'll go ping. I'm like, oh great, I've got some meat shields. I mean, party members to help me out. Fantastic. Got company around here by the look of it. It's a good song though. If you've got to wait for a cue to pop, you can do worse than having listened to this music. Come on, Q. Pop now. Pop. See, this is also a problem with the pacing. Like, you're leading straight into the fight against Didog. And it's like, no, you've got to form a party, though. Even though you've got the power, I'm like, yeah, could have done that a little better, perhaps. This is, again, also why I'd argue that if they ever were to revise this content, they should do it to a single juicy. Make it a difficult one, don't get me wrong. But nonetheless, I think this should have been a solo juicy, just so you could flow straight into it and like keep the momentum of the events going, like where Racefell goes down. I mean, he's over there, I'm like, can't you help me? I'm like, nope, sorry, dude, just waiting for a couple of people to set up. Oh, is it Susan Calloway, is it? Alright, let's get into the Steps of Faith. Oh, wait. No, that's not right. Yeah, let's not do the Steps of Faith. No one likes that. It's the final Steps of Faith. There we go. Ah, so it's Susan Calloway who's singing this. Nah, she's fantastic. The music has just been pretty solid all around. I've got no complaints with it, really. Especially in some of the dungeons as well. Like, you literally had one healer, and you're like, okay, we've got a full group, let's do this. Alright, it's time for some eye for an eye shit, let's do this. Oh, they're gonna get this song playing all the way through as well. Yes! Yeah, keep the song playing. Let's do this. Oh no, you don't need them. Oh boy, here we go. Time for some AoEs. Oh, what's this nonsense? Oh, the tank didn't grab that one in time. It's unfortunate. Now I'm tanking it, I guess. Ow. Yeah, resistance is still, never mind. Alright, the mage has been revived anyway. Whoa, holy crap. That's not what I wanted to see there. Okay. Nidog's like going full one-winged angel here. What the hell? Oh shit. Okay. That's a lot of AoEs all at once. Stay behind him. Yeah, you get a feeling Nidog's pissed. Not entirely convinced myself. Oh yeah, he's definitely pissed, alright. Let's grab her up. Fuck this! That did not touch him as hard as I thought it would. Oh Jesus, that hurt. Ah, oh, fucking hell. That was a lot of damage all at once. Let's try that again. Die, damn it! Yes! D-Blanks, I owe you a drink for that emergency res there. That fight was awesome, though, not gonna lie. Yeah, I didn't quite clock the, I did not quite clock the AoE overlap there, which is a bit unfortunate, but never mind. Anyway, job done. Right, time to shish kebab some eyes. I've a longer stick for it.
Estinian!
The event was so epic, it blew my goggles off.
Is this to be mine end? Nay, I will not allow it. I am of the first brood. I am vengeance incarnate. I am Nidhogg.
Well, that's the thing about vengeance. Inevitably, it just destroys itself. There's no surprises.
Die by my hand.
This is not your hand, worm!
Thou wilt obey.
I would ask one last favor of you, Warrior of Light. Finish me, now, while I have the beast subdued!
Ah, this isn't fun!
You waste your time. Kill me! It is the only way! Ending Nidhogg will be my final duty!
No! You can't die like this! I won't let you!
He's right, though. This is like when, I'm thinking, was it Pippin or was it the other one who, like, held the Palantir in Lord of the Rings? He's like, ah, my hands! Yes! 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 What a fucking scene. That's just how much of a fucking king Horchefant was. Even in death, he can give us the inspiration to tear the fucking hides out of Estinian's armor. Utmost respect to fucking Horchefant, your sale for coming in at the last second. Alright, obvious things to do. Crush it in the hand. Like, have rid of it. Or is Alpha now going to start kicking around like a football? He's going to do uppies with it. I told you it was Lord of the Rings. I fucking told you. And I'm sure Nidhogg will never turn up again.
He lives. Ah, Estinian, my ill-fated friend.
His armor still fucking reeks, though.
Lucia, summon the healers. I want them ready to receive him.
Whoa, I'm Rick. Let me whip out my white mage jobstone, and we're good, mate.
At once, Lord Commander.
Allow me to do this much, at least.
Yeah, I was just saying, Alphino, you're like only half half Imrich's height. You could carry him if you wanted to. Oh, found me goggles. They're fine.
You have my gratitude, Hraesvelga. Your deeds this day have saved a great many lives.
And also a swift resurrection from a friend. Definitely count that amongst it. And Hraesvelga's going to go put his head down for a couple of hours and be like, oh, thank... I've got a splitting headache after that.
The battle is won. We can do no more for Estinian now than bear him home and wish him well. Even as Hraesvelga did. The rest we must trust to the hands of the healers and the grace of the gods.
Nice those guys to put us on ladders so we can get over that fucking mess there. But yeah, shouts to D-Blanks for helping me out through with that. I really, like... One for the queue and just also for the Swift Res, that was fucking awesome. Right, let's go and see how Estinian's getting on. He's probably got a raging hangover, or what feels like a raging hangover, I suspect. Yeah, let's head to House Vortems. I keep forgetting it's an actual door. Sorry, it's not an actual drone. I could just speak to the guy who let me in. Even Honora's like gaining on me. He's got a tiny little short bow. Good on him.
Heroes of the hour return.
Which hour was it? I keep losing track. Heyo!
We but did our duty, my lord. It was the memories of fallen friends and not our heroism which saw us through at the last.
I gave every ounce of my strength, but mine efforts would have counted for naught had the Warrior of Light not arrived to challenge the Great Worm. As a sworn knight of Ishgard, I had hoped to do more for my city.
You stood up where it counted, Autorial. I think that alone is worthy of commendation.
Well, we cannot all be heroes, dear brother. Let us put away our pride for a moment and revel in the valiant deeds of our comrade. For your sterling service to Ishgard, we salute you.
I cannot clap, for I'll have to let go of my cane.
And while we're on the subject of valiant deeds, I believe I myself have earned some small measure of recognition. Under my watchful command, the ballistas of the Outer Ward struck down a veritable swarm of Dravanian invaders. Is
Count Fortem's going to start hitting Emmeline around the head with that cane of his? I like to believe that.
His command was certainly watchful. He bravely watched as the siege crews took aim, and continued to watch as countless warriors so drilled that my lord had little occasion to stop watching.
Oh, good old Honorar. You know. Delivering the sass.
There will be time enough to determine who is most deserving of recognition later. Our friends are doubtless weary from their exertions. I had chambers prepared in expectation of your return. You are welcome to retire at your leisure.
Edmond, you're a bro. Much respect.
I am most grateful for your hospitality, my lord, but I believe I shall pay a visit to the Temple Knight's Infirmary. Pray excuse me.
Our master Alphino has grown. The plight of his stricken brother-in-arms pains him more than his own hurts.
He's a good lad, Alphino, really.
I suspect he has come to resemble you, Warrior of Light. Go then, visit the Azure Dragoon, and grant him what comfort you may.
Do you mean visit myself? Because I'm right here. I am the Azure Dragoon as well. There's two of us. Oh, Hraesvelka gave me the credit I was due, but no one else. Even now, it just can't happen. Well, let's go say hi to Estinian. Start fucking around with his bedside like he's like that joke in a Naked Gun. I think Heinrich's probably got the right of it there. Quest accepted. Go downstairs. Endure the emotional trauma of watching a colleague die before your very eyes. Oh boy. Alright, we've got cutscenes in sequence. So you know what, before I click the yes button, I'm going to nip away again for another quick bathroom break, refresh my alcohol, and we'll get underway. Thank you everyone who's joined me thus far. Shouts again to D Blanks for helping with the healing on the final steps of faith. I'll be back momentarily.
Estinian.
Cease your mewling, boy. It grates my ears.
I just realised I had my mic muted, which is a bit embarrassing. Anyway, the point I was trying to make. I actually fucking love the fact that Estinian is now out of his armour and we get to see him like this afterwards. And the reason I say that is because just as Nidhogg was completely consumed by vengeance, so was Estinian. And that was, of course, a visual, like him being a dragoon, that was all he ever existed for. And so now with his armour gone, like that's a visual representation of his desire for vengeance having been basically removed from him, excised, whatever you want to call it. It's gone. And now he's just left like as a pure soul, like to decide his own path from here on out. It's a fantastic little detail. I love it. Oh, Alpha, no.
Forgive me. When I saw you awaken, I could not... It was such a relief. We feared you might never wake up.
Now, Estinian. If Master Alphino thought any less of you, you would still be Nidhogg's plaything. Or dead.
Aye, 'twas but a jest. I thank you, Alphino. And you too, Warrior of Light. Quite how you managed to persuade Hraesvogr to aid in his brood brother's downfall I cannot imagine. But full glad am I that you did. It is an honor to share the mantle of Azure Dragoon with one such as you.
So you know I said before about how like the game doesn't acknowledge stuff like race off enough? I still really do appreciate it does little moments like that. That's the entire reason I played the Dragoon class for this whole storyline. If you're going to fight dragons, then why not be a Dragoon? But just for little moments like that, made it all the more worthwhile.
I, for my part, owe you an apology. When last we met, I did willingly loose an arrow at your heart. Can you forgive me?
There is naught to forgive, Hameric. You but acted in defense of Ishgard as is your duty. Were you any less single-minded about it, I would not follow you into battle, nor trust you at my back. Besides, I had come to the selfsame conclusion, that I would have to perish for Nidhogg to be stopped. So let us dispense with the hand-wringing. I have heard enough mewling for one day.
Alphan owned, more like.
The tendrils of Nidhogg's foul presence bound up every fiber of my being, usurping my senses, but I yet retained some trace of awareness.
You know, there's a lot of science fiction stories out there in particular, but other stories in general that have dealt with the idea of being mind-controlled, but still aware of what's going on. Like, I made the joke before about, like, oh, you know, Nidhogg's basically behind the driving wheel, but to take that a little more seriously, like, imagine that, but Estinians in the passenger seat and watching in horror as Nidhogg is just crashing into every single fucking car on the fucking motorway to, you know, mangle a metaphor there. That would fuck you up.
The worm's mind was as a vast and tumultuous sea. Endlessly its black waters churned, his grief and despair at Ratatoska's murder never calming, never receding. Driven by this surging current came wave upon wave of unrelenting rancor. It was the very image of my own heart. There I saw the dark reflection of the hatred I felt after Nidhogg slew my family. When no path remained save vengeance against dragonkind.
Told you, vengeance. It's a dish best served cold, but leads only to a cold end and a cold heart.
Neither one of us had a choice. But I was blessed with something Nidhogg was not. Comrades and teachers to console and admonish me. Had I not had them to gainsay my obsession, it would surely have consumed me as Nidhogg's did him, and we would have been in all respects alike. Though his shade is banished, his spirit scattered upon the sea of clouds, I feel no joy at his passing. Where once I craved vengeance, I now crave rest.
I mean, that's another part of it. Let's say, you know, you're out for revenge and you get it. Then what? What do you have left to live for? Whatever that be, when you so subsume your very being, your very existence, it's the idea of just getting back at the thing or the person that wronged you. You know, you'll take vengeance on them and maybe you'll take their life, but after that, you've got no life of your own to live. That still needs a clean. Bit of Windex on it, that'll sort it out.
Lord Commander, my hunt is at an end. I would lay down the mantle of Azure Dragoon.
It's okay, you still got me. I can still be the Azure Dragoon.
My friend.
He has tired himself with too many words.
But he might let down the mantle, doesn't mean he can't be useful later.
He'll make a full recovery, but he must be allowed some few days of quiet.
How is Sidian tied up all that hair in that helmet, I will never know. But, hey. At least he's alright. He was always a bit of a pisser, like, you know, just a grouch. Mr. No Fun, as I've commented before. But yeah. There's no way to go to like the way that it threatened him. So, and from what I understand, there's more of him to come.
My path to its end. Sleep well, my friend.
Following the battle with Nidhogg on the Steps of Faith, Sir Emeric called an assembly that he might make his final proclamation as acting head of state. 'Twas there, with one decree, that the 1,000-year rule of the archbishops was ended, paving the way for a new republic. The governance of Ishgard would now be placed in the hands of high and lowborn alike, their ranks represented by the newly founded House of Lords and House of Commons.
Oh, they're fucked. As a British man, they are so fucked.
Separated from state, the foundation for change had been carefully laid, and the reforms proposed by Ishgard's new government passed into law without incident.
I like, by the way, that Emeric is delivering this speech from without sitting down on that throne, but standing up. It's a small thing, but it's welcome. I bet he bought his way in. Nee.
Though he strove at first to refuse this honor, the unexpectedly strident voice of the Count de Durandare left him little choice but to accept.
The Count was like, "Don't make me Durandare used to do it."
And so it was that the winds of gentle revolution came to stir. Prominent among the many honored guests at Sir Emeric's investiture were the ambassadors of Dragonkind, a fitting symbol of Ishgard's newfound peace.
Oh yeah, it's that girl who was thrown off from the thing.
The people looked on in awe as he soared through the heavens on Dragonback. And by their cheers did they hail him an Azure Dragoon for a new...
I'm still not getting my due credit, but I'll allow Emeric this. God, if Estinian just let a dove loose, then I think it would have been a bit too much for me.
Thus were the notes of the dragon song rewritten, the din of war giving way to a rising litany of peace and hope.
Heck yeah, that's a good image. Also, it looks like Hraesvelgur's fully healed as well. See the wings back intact, at least from what I catch there.